Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for the week of June 5th. We're just going to jump right in here. And Cancer, in your first row, you have this Loyal Hearts card. So there could clearly be love coming in for you. But what I will say is that this Loyal Hearts card, it doesn't have to be love. It can just be something that you are loyal to. And you have the Queen of Cups as your first card. The Queen of Cups is your card, Cancer. But, what I would say is that, where was I going with this? What I was going to say is that she is very focused on her heart. She really, values the things that she cares about. And so, I feel there's something here in this reading about needing to move towards your heart, needing to move towards your happiness. This is actually an amazing row. It doesn't matter that you have the Five of Cups here either. Having the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups together is amazing. So there's clearly a lot of happiness, some sort of achievement coming in for you. I have this feeling as well here, Cancer, that if you feel like something isn't going to work, it actually is. Look, it's like going this way, you're very disappointed, or it's almost like I see you projecting too much into the future, or, you're projecting some sort of concern. That's like the feeling I get here. And I'm not saying that it's not like reasonable, the concern that you have. But what I would say is it's not real, the concern that you have, just based off of this reading. So, it's like maybe you've been hurt in the past in a relationship and now you're kind of looking towards new relationships, but you could be worried that you're going to be hurt, in some sort of situation, or you could be concerned that you're going to be hurt in some area of your life. I almost feel like you're trying to be too perfect with these two cards. You have the Temperance card and the Queen of Cups. The Temperance card is like turning one thing into another, and, it's a card of alchemy, but I read intuitively, and intuitively I'm getting here, Cancer, that you could be waiting. It's like you're waiting for something that isn't going to happen, but this is not a bad thing. I feel like this reading is saying just act now. Don't, wait for the conditions to be perfect, because if you do, then you're going to be waiting forever, and you will be disappointed. But, I feel like there's something really good coming in for you. Obviously the two tens. With the Five of Cups, the solution I always say is to turn around and see these two cups, because then you get this bridge and the castle. And if we go this way, it's like, boom, you have the world. So, I really feel there's some sort of accomplishment coming in for you. I feel like you've learned a lot over the last like 8 months or so. You've been through a lot, maybe even like 8 months ago, or 9 months ago, or 10 months ago. Maybe you went through a breakup or a separation. And I kind of feel like this is just saying that you're healed from it. It could be something else that you went through as well. It could be like a health issue, or, losing a job or anything like that. And I feel like you're kind of finally on the up. It's like you're up now here, Cancer, is what I feel like saying. You have the Six of Swords, which is moving on to calmer shores, of course. It's like the Six of Swords, this lady and the child, they're taking a risk because they're leaving everything behind them behind. They only have the clothing on their back, so they're moving on to something new here, going to the world, but they're not bringing anything with them. So it kind of represents completely starting over, or starting from a blank canvas, like having that, that's the vibes that I'm getting here. So some of you, it's like you could be completely starting over in something like starting a new job or starting a new relationship, but I feel like it's going to give you the world. So let's see. With the Queen of Cups in the Temperance card, you have the Devil. Yeah, I feel like you need to realize as well, if you were dealing with a past person, by the way, I feel like you need to realize that this past person was just, I feel like they were like an anomaly. I feel they could have been the devil. They could have just been super challenging, right? Or they could have just been difficult. So I feel like you need to realize that not everyone is like that if you want love. Same thing with work as well. I feel like you need to realize that not everything is like whatever you experienced. With the Strength card, you have the Four Wands. Some of you, I feel like, want to get married. It's like, I feel like some of you want this marriage, if you want marriage. And obviously, if you don't, this isn't for you. But if you do, it's like you want it, but it's like I see you having a hard time believing it, or, something along those lines. So I feel like you need to set yourself free. I also feel for all of you, doesn't matter what you want. The Four Wands is a card of freedom, but the Four Wands, traditionally there's that, garland hanging between those two, the Four Wands, basically. And it's a portal card, and you have two portal cards here now. This card and the World is also a portal. And if you want to get super technical, the Judgment card is also kind of like a portal card because they're inside their coffin. Inside the coffin represents their past life. Outside the coffin represents their new life. So it's like everything is encouraging you to move on from something here, Cancer. With the Six of Swords, you have the Judgment card again. So clearly, in the major arcana, we go Judgment, World. So, it's pretty interesting. Judgment, World, right here in Judgment, World. But, I feel like you're kind of like waking up to something that you need to move on from, basically. Next, for what you need to hear right now, you have this card that says, let go of the idea that you are not ready. Everything that I said already. Be careful who you take advice from. Yeah, I feel like you are more than prepared for something that is like for you. Sometimes when I have like two tens like this, 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, it's literally saying that there's something that is yours. It's like the universe is almost providing something for you. And, it could be something that leads to a lot of fulfillment. It could be a relationship. Although what I will say is 10 of Pentacles is everything you want in life. Do we ever truly get everything we want in life? Hell no. That's not how life works. So sorry if no one's ever told you that. But, what I would say is I feel like there's something that's pretty darn close to getting everything you want in life. Obviously, you're going to have to work for it as well. And I feel like it's something that you're really going to value that's coming in for you here, Cancer. But I do feel like you have to work for it. And, I always get a lot of comments from people that are like, oh, I don't want to work for it. I'm like, yeah, maybe you think you don't want to work for something. I understand the sentiment, right, Cancer? But you actually do. It's been proven a million times that when we work hard for something, we automatically value it more because we had to work for it. So it's like, no, you don't actually want to just get things, It's like people always say they want to win the lottery. I'm always like, well, first off, lottery mindset is not necessarily a good mindset. Number one, because it's saying the only way I can make this amount of money is by sheer luck, right? So you're already selling yourself short by having the lottery mindset. People always get upset when I say that, like as if they're going to win the lottery, which I don't understand. But okay, and also it's better to fix the mindset and then win the lottery anyway. So I always say if you truly want to win the lottery, then it's better to fix the fact in your head that you think you can only make that much money by getting lucky, right? There are people all over the world, that have gotten lucky or who have gotten rich doing like, everything you can possibly freaking imagine. So, what I would say here is like, I feel that expansive idea type of energy here. That's why I'm babbling on about this. I feel like you need to believe that you can have something or do something or be something. And you need to know that you are ready for it, number one. But you also might need to work on some limiting beliefs, which there's nothing wrong with that. We all have limiting beliefs. We all have things that we have to work for. And again, I feel like working for this is going to be worth it. For some of you, I do feel it's love. I consider 10 of Pentacles to be the best love card in the deck. A lot of people say, Chris, the 10 of Pentacles is a pentacle card. And I always say, yes, but you need to learn how to be more flexible. Tarot isn't always just Pentacles love or Pentacles money, cups love. There's more to the tarot than just that. So the 10 of Pentacles is leaving a legacy. It is better than love. It is having everything that you want in a connection. So I feel for a lot of you, this could be a very solid connection, something, that you build up permanently. And it could be coming in from a distance because you have the World here. It could be an Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or Leo, or a Capricorn. Those are the signs that stand out. It could be a person who has those signs in their chart as well. So take it how it resonates. But I do feel it could be very solid. I feel like you are ready. I feel like you need to get out of this mindset right here. Again, he's focusing on what he doesn't have. He's not focusing on what he does have right here. And that's the solution to the Five of Cups, is that we need to focus on what we do have, not on what we don't have. So, again, that's the same thing with the lottery mindset. I don't know why that's popping into my head so much in your reading, but it's like, people would be better off focusing, again, not trying to win the lottery, right? I know this is going to sound counterproductive, but not trying to focus on that. Focus on what you do have, clean up your money blocks, then win the lottery, right? That would be much, much better than just winning the lottery because again, if you don't have that stuff cleaned up, then it's just going to be like water pouring through your hands. It's going to go nowhere, or you're going to blow it all on, strippers and cocaine in Vegas. So, that's never a good idea. And what I would say here is that I feel like there's something that you have. I feel like you could be, it's almost giving me Five of Pentacle vibes, this card, even though it's a Five of Cups, because it's like you're focusing on something that you lost when you shouldn't be. You have the 10 of Cups, which is like fortune after difficulty. So, I like having the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups together because it's like this to me is saying that you could be looking at something that you feel like you desire to have in your life, but then it's like you're saying, I can't have it with that Five of Cups before you even start to manifest it. Like I hope that makes sense. That's like what I'm feeling here. And I feel like this is saying, no, you can have the Ten of Pentacles, you can have the Ten of Cups together, but you need to turn around. You need to be grateful for what you do have. I also feel like you have to take some sort of risk here to get something that you want. So let's see. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Page of Cups, definitely love. I knew this was going to talk about love for sure, going this way for whatever reason. That's kind of like what I was feeling. So I feel like there's an admirer or you admire someone. I would just go for it here, Cancer. Do what you got to do. Learn how to flirt, do, I don't know, something, right? With the Five of Cups, you have the Chariot. Yes, you will travel. This feels long distance to me. I'm telling you right now, if you're into a person from a distance, I feel like you will travel to see this person for sure. I mean, it doesn't get more obvious than that. Six of Swords, Chariot, the World. I also feel the Chariot is your energy. It says that you are in a very strong position. You are in a position to overcome your doubts with that Five of Cups. I feel like you are in a position to overcome those things that hold you back. With the Ten of Cups, you have the Ten of Swords. So many tens, definitely an ending. I mean, multiple tens is the end. All tens represent the end. And so I feel like you could be experiencing just an ending here, but also a very powerful new beginning. We actually know that you're experiencing an ending because also the World is the end. It is the end of the major arcana, and then we start all over again as a Fool. So it's like you're being prepped for a beautiful new beginning is kind of where I feel like this reading is going. I'm still not sure. We're going to see, as we clarify the rest. You have this Self-Made card. It says you will become successful or rich by your own efforts. Like, what have I been talking about this whole entire time? I mean, there you go. It says sometimes you must be obsessed in order to be successful. You have the social media card. It says make money with social media. It will be very lucrative. Maybe some of you need to promote yourself on YouTube or something like that. It says grow your social media presence and build a reputation for your knowledge. Yeah, so if you want to build anything in social media, now is the time, clearly. If you don't want to build anything in social media, that's fine too. Again, as I always say, we have Pluto in Aquarius. It's retrograding into Capricorn right now, but next year it'll officially be in Aquarius. And again, Pluto in Aquarius is really, really good for getting attention. So you don't have to be in social media to get attention. You could get positive attention at work, and that could lead to a raise or promotion. You could, write a book, and that could lead to a raise or promotion or more money or whatever. So I would take advantage of those types of opportunities to get positive attention. And, there's a million ways to get positive attention at work. You could go above and beyond. You could ask your boss what you need to do. I always tell people, like, the quickest way is just ask your boss what you need to do to stand out and get a raise, right? So definitely a good idea. You have the World, the Nine of Cups, and the Three of Swords. The World is completion, of course. So again, I really feel you're into this new beginning, though. I feel like there's some things you have to let go of. Judgment twice. Like, clearly, there might be some attachments to your old life or your past life or whatever. And, I feel like letting those things go would be a good idea. But I see like some sort of accomplishment coming in for you. I feel like you could be a little bit guarded here with the Nine of Wands, or I feel like you need to experiment a little bit more. I'm literally starting a whole new channel all about experimentation. And kind of like what I mean by experimentation, because it's not like nerdy science experiments. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about, trying new things, iterating. Like, if you try something in work or business, it doesn't work, how can you change it? And so, I'm super passionate about doing this right now because Pluto in Aquarius, right? It's like anytime we do anything with Pluto in Aquarius where we experiment, try new things, then we become more successful. You have the Three of Swords here. So, I feel like heartbreaks, past heartbreaks could be getting in the way here. Especially for those of you that want love, I would let go of any like past heartbreaks or past heartbreaking situations so that you can open up to something new, obviously. With the World, you have the Tower. Yes, I feel like you've experienced a Tower moment in the past. Also, by the way, these are all moving cards here. Six of Swords, Chariot, Tower, and the World. So the Tower can just simply be a move. And, it doesn't have to be anything bad. The other thing I will tell you is that, to me, this right here is the most powerful combination in the tarot. The Tower with the Judgment card. It's a major revelation, a major wake-up call. So again, those two together, I don't consider that to be a bad thing. It definitely could be a situation that changes your worldview or shakes up your world. I do feel if you're getting into a relationship, it could be something that changes your world in some way. Obviously, if it's long distance, you'd have to move. So there's a good example, but, it could be anything. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Death card. I mean, are you kidding? Like, when you die, you go into a coffin. Then you are reborn with the Judgment card. So, I don't know. This is pretty straightforward to me here, Cancer. I feel like you're either being reborn, or the universe is like saying, hey, I have this like beautiful new world for you that's created, 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, but you're still 5 of Cups, so, which is inside the coffin. It's like your corpse is rotting. It stinks. It's time to get out of the past life and step into the new life here. With the Three of Swords, you have the Eight of Swords. Yes, two stuck. Eight of Swords twice. Eight of Swords is only seeing one way of doing things when there are many ways of doing things. So I really feel that for a lot of you, simply making a decision or making a move towards what you want would be a good idea. Next, in the area of advice from your future self, this is as if you were to project yourself into the future and ask your future self for advice on what's going on. You have this Moose card. It says acceptance, eccentric, and then you have this triangle card. It says choices, indecision. I do feel like maybe you feel eccentric, maybe you feel unusual. I don't know. I understand. I get that feeling here, Cancer. I'm totally weird, right? So I totally understand. But I feel like if you're like looking for love, for example, it's like you might think that you're weird or awkward or whatever, but it's almost like if you have your eye on a person, it's like I feel like this person is looking for exactly you. It's like it wouldn't be, if you are weird or awkward, I feel like it wouldn't be weird or awkward to this person. For some of you, I feel like you work with this person, or you work, you do something, maybe you do similar work to this person, like maybe you own a business, dog walking, for example, and maybe you'll walk by the same, someone that also walks dogs, right? And it's like meant to be. It's like, yes, it's like this is one of those serendipity moments is what I'm trying to say here, where it's like, yes, two people walking dogs. It's like, yes, you're meant to fall in love. So I don't know. Someone needs to hear that, because it's like if you have some sort of weird connection with a person you see every day, like on a walk or something, then I don't know, I would go for it. The other thing I would say is I feel like there's an important choice for you to make. The choice is simple. Step into the new right here. You have the Judgment, Eight of Swords, Four of Swords. Again, your life will never be the same again if you get away from this energy right here. Eight of Swords, again, is only seeing one way of doing things when there are many ways to do things. So we really have to open up to other ways of doing things with this card. You have the Four of Swords, which is a card of healing and recovery. So I do feel some of you are kind of still healing from whatever this was. Remember, we were talking about this diagonal at the beginning of the reading. And so it's like there's something you need to release or let go of, or I don't know. I feel like you have healed from it, but it's like, sometimes I think we can heal from something and still think about it. It's like you go through a breakup, maybe, a year goes by and you still have those moments where you think about the person or whatever. And it's like you probably wouldn't take them back for $1 million, but you're still thinking about them, right? So, maybe some things need to be healed. You have the Judgment card here. I feel like you're waking up to an opportunity. Again, this could be a light bulb moment. You have all these light bulbs here. Well, you have one right here with this Judgment card. Judgment can be like a light bulb moment, an aha moment, and then you have the Tower. There's normally a lightning strike to the top of the tower. It can represent a light bulb moment, an aha moment. So I feel like some of you are kind of having an aha moment right now. Let's see what this is. With the Judgment card, you have the Nine of Pentacles and the Strength card. They wanted to come out together. So you've been patient. I feel like you have been healing. I mean, this would represent independence. Both cards would represent independence, because, the Strength card has healed them, the person has healed themselves on the card, and the Nine of Pentacles, also independent, also healed, and also grateful. So I feel like you are in this position. You could be, I would say that you're attracting a person who is also in the same position, which is great. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Two of Cups. Yes, you need to see. This is I'm telling you right now, if you have your eye on a person, I rarely, if ever, say this. I barely ever do love readings in the first place, but I'm telling you right now, I feel like this person is the love of your life, or could be the love of your life. It could be an Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or Leo. Again, Scorpio right here with the Tower. But it could be any sign. You have a lot of water here, Earth. You have basically everything. So, I would just say it's a person that you're interested in here, Cancer. And if you don't know who this person is, then you haven't met him yet, because I feel like you will be very interested in this person right away. I would also don't invite other people into this. Again, you have this card that says, be careful who you take advice from. So it's like you might have a friend that's like jealous that you're interested in someone that they are also jealous, interested in, and they could ruin it. So again, if you're interested in a person, don't take advice from other people. And I feel like I said this to you recently, so definitely something I would pay attention to. And again, if you don't want love, the Two of Cups is you and your higher self. So it could be your higher self, like our higher self guides us through signs, symbols, synchronicities, inspirations, where we could just feel inspired by something, or we could be excited about a new idea. That sometimes is like your higher self being like, go this direction. So, again, if your higher self is giving you, if you're feeling excited about something, move in that direction. It could set you free. With the Four of Swords, you have the Queen of Swords, seeing things clearly here. It's kind of funny because I feel, if you're worried about something like asking a person out or moving towards a person or whatever, I feel like you will be, in the future, you'll be like, what was I worried about? So, I would just go for it, whatever this is. It could also be like some of you, like, I feel this could just be a big change, so it might not be love. I do feel like this could lead to love, obviously, because of the cards that are here. But, maybe you're thinking about like moving away from home and getting a job somewhere. Maybe you've been offered a job. I kind of have that feeling here as well. And it's like saying, like, move in that direction. It'll change your life. You have this purse card that says, pay attention to your finances. Every single person, pretty much, I have a feeling for the next, until 2027, however many years that is, 4 years, something like that away. Pretty much because it'll be the end of 2027 when we probably don't have to worry so much. That does not mean that your finances have to be bad between now and then. All it means is don't waste your money, and that's it. So just, I always tell people, like, I think what I'm going to start telling people is intuitively, I feel it's just a good time to practice good financial hygiene, meaning taking care of your money, being grateful for what you have, don't waste it on things that you don't need, and like, all those good things that you can do with it. It's like honoring it, I think that's what's important. You have this rabbit. It says too much concern with sexual matters. I feel like it's kind of, I would rarely say this as well. Again, I feel like some of you could be concerned about being sexual with a person. Obviously, if you need to heal for whatever reason, then, I would do that. But I would also say, like, don't be too worried about that stuff because, it could just get in the way. You have this bell card. It says announcements. What is this announcement that's coming in for you? How crazy is this that I said walking dogs, and you have this dogs card. It says getting together with friends. So any opportunity, this could also be how you find love, is by getting out there with friends or something like that. There could be something involving dogs here because you have this dogs card, and I said dogs earlier. I was getting something there. So, and there are 2 dogs on the 10 of Pentacles as well. You have this quill card. It says, get back to basics. So keep it simple. I did Pisces reading already, and I was saying something to them about keeping it simple right now. I get this like overcomplication energy where, if you're like thinking, oh, I have to add a bunch of steps to my business, or I have to make something more complicated, I feel like that's the wrong answer. So keep it simple. You have the shield card. It says you need to defend yourself, probably from bad advice is what I would say to you. Again, I have a rule, like, if I'm not willing to trade places with a person, I usually don't take their advice. It's not always true. Of course, someone always loves to give me some like ridiculous example. I like to explain to people, this is broadcasting. Yes, I make generalizations because I'm talking to like a billion people. So if you don't like that, I don't know, get over it. But I would say, but yes, I'm making a generalization here for the most part. If someone has not experienced what I'm doing in life, I do not listen to them. Usually it's bad advice, plain and simple. So again, you could be getting bad advice. I also think you need to look at where someone is coming from with that. It's the only warning here in this reading. I feel like you need to look at where someone is coming from with that. Be careful who you take advice from. Maybe you want to move to another country and, start a business or something, or change your life in some way. And maybe it's just a friend. Again, I don't think people do this to, hurt us or anything like that. They just don't want to be hurt is what it is. So it's like, maybe they're afraid of you starting a business because they don't want to see you fail, and they're trying to protect you, but at the same time, they're preventing you from your success. Maybe you have a friend who doesn't want you to move, or a family member or whatever, but it's like they don't want to lose you, which is not a good reason to not do something like change your life. Plain and simple. Life is too short, right? We're all going to end up dead. I don't know if, like, people, I think, don't realize that. We are all going to end up in a coffin, like this reading says. So you might as well go have experiences and enjoy it, right? And it's going to happen a lot sooner than you think. So you might as well get moving. So that's what I have here for you, Cancer. Looks good. I like it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.